Now begins the recitation of the revelation word of the Divine Avataric Master, Paramasaptana Adidar Samraj. This is, I will always be heart present. Beloved, I am the giver and the gift of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace. I am the bright and only one that is and who is. I am the one and very and self-evidently divine person, the self-existing, intrinsically egoless, self-radiant and free divine self-condition, and the perfectly subjective bright source condition of all and all. Therefore, everyone who truly finds me finds the only one who is, and everyone who embraces me is thereby given to be free as me, by means of the ego-transcending process and radical way of the heart that shines with the light of my bright company. Beloved, my divinely avatarically born physical human revelation body lives and then dies. I do not intend to be reborn here in any kind or form after the physical death of this, my divinely avatarically born bodily human divine form that hereby speaks to you, rather than return and, as if it were never done, repeat what I have now fully and finally done. I will forever stand and merely by standing wait for you there at heart and all above in my divine self-domain, which is the bright spherical domain and intrinsically egoless true heart of the one and only true self-nature, self-conditioned self-state of all and all. Nevertheless, here and everywhere, I will now and forever hereafter always be heart-present and bright, in and as my now and forever hereafter avatarically given divine sign of form and presence and state, and through the perpetual and everywhere emerging and expanding avatarically given divine self-transmission of my eternally transcendental spiritual work, of inherently perfect self-revelation and inherently perfect heart blessing. I am the Mahapurusha Meda, the avataric self-sacrifice of the one and great divine and only person. By means of my divine self-submission to avataric bodily human birth and to the struggle to emerge as I am in the midst of life, my eternal and perpetually giving avataric transcendental spiritual work of divine self-revelation and divine heart blessing becomes, now and forever hereafter, really effective. Therefore, by means of my self-sacrificial avataric ordeal, I emerge as the divine heart, forever expanding as the all-in-all including divine spherical domain of my own self-brightness. And when I emerge, thus divinely and most perfectly, I myself become now and forever hereafter, both conditionally and non-conditionally, and therefore most perfectly real. The process of my divine avataric self-emergence has become most perfect by means of the self-manifestation of my inherently perfect self-brightness. In and by means of this, my divinely avatarically born bodily human divine form, whereby this divine testament is worded to you, and I will now and forever hereafter remain divinely avatarically self-emerged as I am to all humankind, and I will thus remain most perfectly effective in all the generations of humankind, even after and forever after the physical lifetime of this, my divinely avatarically born bodily human divine form. Therefore, after and forever after the physical lifetime of this, my herein and hereby speaking divinely avatarically born, bodily human divine form, in which my divine avataric self-emergence has been perfected. The remembered and always living vision of my avatarically born, bodily human divine form, and the perpetual and always new and always blessing gift of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual presence, and the eternal and always in heavenly perfect revelation of my avatarically self-revealed and very and transcendental and perfectly subjective and inherently spiritual and intrinsically egoless and inherently perfect and self-evidently divine state will be extended everywhere as I am, and by means of the instruments and agents I will describe to you in this my divine and avataric testament, so that the one and only by me revealed and by me given radical reality where the heart, or radical reality with Adidam, or Adidam Rishiradam, can persist and grow and flourish and at last attend and universally be its perfect by me done accomplishment in all and brightest end of future time. My original avatarically self-manifested divine transcendental spiritual work of teaching and self-revelation and blessing is not to be repeated, and there should be no need or call for that work to be repeated, unless my avatarically self-revealed and always me revealing divine word, my avatarically self-revealed and always me revealing divine image art, the avatarically self-manifested leelas of my divine self-revelation, and the transcendental spiritual power of my avatarically given divine blessing are lost or forgotten. If my original avatarically self-manifested divine transcendental spiritual work of teaching and self-revelation and blessing are ever lost or forgotten, then who will come to restore the divine way of truth again? In this, my herein and hereby speaking, divinely avatarically born, bodily human divine form itself, my divine avataric self-revelation is shown complete and most perfectly and finally. Therefore, this divine avataric revelation body should be hard remembered and hard beheld forever by all those who would realize me. In my avatarically self-revealed divine transcendental spiritual form, or all in all surrounding and all in all pervading divine transcendental spiritual body, I everywhere appear, and by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, I may by every one be felt as my intrinsically egoless personal love bliss presence, filling the tangible total space around and within the total body-mind, even in this world and even in all other worlds. In the form of my divine sound of thunder, the all-in-all piercing vibratory column of unspeakable sound that restores to infinity above, and in the form of my divine star of light that shatters in the dark abode above all heads, and by its disappearance there reveals, beyond conditions, my one and only bright and midnight sun, I everywhere appear, and by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, I may by every one be heard and seen as the conditional source point infinitely above this and every world, and beyond each one and all, I may be realized bright at midnight's only light, directly and infinitely above the everybody mind. And my very and bright and inherently perfect divine form of very being is always only standing as the heart itself, so that by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, I may be realized directly there at heart, and from there in the bright. Therefore listen to me and hear me. Then look for me, see me and be my seeing devotee. See me with the heart and follow me wherever you are, wherever you go. Look for me and see me in spirit in the eternal baptism of my all-in-all surrounding and all-in-all pervading divine transcendental spiritual body of bright feeling, light and sound. Follow me in spirit in the all-in-all surrounding and all-in-all pervading divine transcendental spiritual current of my love blissful light. Follow me to me in spirit by my avatarity self-revealed divine transcendental spiritual means. Therefore live in me, for I am spirit and intrinsically egoless, indefinable personal being. Follow me and find me, the one and self-evidently divine person who is the spirit carrier or love bliss current beneath and behind, and the source matrix of vibratory light infinitely above, and the very substance or root essence at the heart's core of all conditionally manifested forms. Come by me, to me as I am, the inherent tacit self-apprehension of being itself, the bright heart, the truth, and the true self-condition of beings, the only one who is I, before the separate I is uttered and or defined. Follow me, my beloved, and meditate on my feet, there where I am always standing, in the bright deep, the profound heart of being. Follow me, my beloved, and embrace my bright form, there where I am forever shining in the well of being, the divine self-domain of the heart. That is, I will always be heart present, from the Dornhorst Testament. Here ends the recitation of the revelation word of the divine Avataric Master, Paramar Saptana Adidar Samraj.